Welcome, listeners, to the first episode of our series, English Soundalike Podcasts. I'm Maya.
And I'm Jack, happy to be here with you all.
Today, Jack, we're going to talk about two words that often confuse learners and even some advanced speakers sometimes, affect and effect. They sound very similar and look similar too, don't they?
Absolutely, Maya. The difference between them is subtle, but very important for the correct meaning of a sentence. Both words relate to change or results, but their grammatical roles are different.
Exactly. Let's start with the first word, affect, spelled A-F-F-E-C-T. What part of speech is this word, Jack?
Affect is most commonly used as a verb. It means to influence, to impact, or to produce a change in something or someone.
That's right. So it's an action word. For example, you could say, the weather can greatly affect my mood. Here, affect is the action the weather performs on my mood.
Good example. Or, the new policy will affect all employees. It's about the influence or change being produced. As a verb, it can be conjugated. Affects, affected, affecting.
Perfect. So when you're talking about the action of influencing or changing something, you use affect. Now, let's move on to the second word, Jack, effect, spelled E-F-F-E-C-T. What's the main difference here?
Affect is most commonly used as a noun. It means the result, the consequence, or the outcome of an action. It's the thing that is produced by an action.
Exactly. So if affect is the action, effect is the result of that action. For instance, using my earlier example, the weather can greatly affect my mood. The effect of the bad weather is that I feel sad. Sadness is the effect.
Precisely. Or, the effect of the new policy was higher productivity. Here, higher productivity is the result or the noun. Effect is often preceded by articles like an, the, or adjectives like a positive effect, a negative effect.
That's a great way to identify it. So a simple way to remember might be, affect is the action, verb, and effect is the end result, noun, though the R is just for memory. How about the pronunciation? Is there a noticeable difference, Jack?
The pronunciation is very similar, which is why they are so often confused. Both usually start with a schwa sound, like affect for affect and effect or affect for effect. The main distinction is really in their grammatical function.
So the context is key. Let's try a sentence where we could potentially use both to highlight the difference. What do you think, Jack?
Good idea. How about this? The new medicine did not affect the patient's condition significantly, verb, but it did have one noticeable side effect, which was drowsiness.
Excellent example. It clearly shows affect as the verb, to influence the condition, and effect as the noun, which is drowsiness.
We should also mention, Maya, that affect can, in some less common cases, be used as a verb, meaning to bring about or accomplish. For example, the manager wanted to affect changes in the department. This means she wanted to cause or bring about those changes.
That's an important distinction for more advanced learners, though for most everyday use, affect is the verb and effect is the noun. Sticking to that main rule will prevent most errors.
Agreed. Focusing on the primary uses first is best. So, to summarize, affect, verb, to influence or change. Think A for action. Effect, noun, the result or consequence. Think E for end result.
Perfect summary, Jack. Do you have any final tips for our listeners on how to master these two?
Practice is key. Try creating your own sentences using both words. Pay attention when you're reading or listening to English and notice how native speakers use affect and effect. The more you expose yourself to them in context, the more natural it will become.
Great advice. And don't be afraid to look them up if you're unsure. So, listeners, we hope this has clarified the difference between affect and effect for you today.
Yes, we hope that was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our next episode, where we'll be tackling another pair of commonly confused words. We look forward to having you with us then. Until next time, keep practicing.